Good evening, everyone. This is another episode of Dungeons and Diary. Here I am, Derek Krentz, your host, here about to talk to you about the session that just took place today, where we actually had a fair amount of shenanigans taking place leading into the session. First and foremost, one of our players has been removed from the group due to consistent scheduling issues taking place where not every session, but very frequently, a lot of sessions, we would have to go at a different starting time or even a different day to accommodate their schedule, and it's not entirely their fault. Their work had been constantly shifting them around when they work and everything, so it's unfortunate. I'm not happy with it, but it was something that sadly had to be done for the sake of the party. But that being said, we were also planning on adding a new member to the party anyways, so the party size is still at 5 now, with one of the older players, Khaleesi, now leaving the campaign, and the new player, Sazerac, the Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter, the human male sorcerer with 1 level in Warlock joining the party. Anyways, so at the start of the session, the party had just finished killing the Incubus, the Succubus, and the Warlock of the Fiend in the study chamber within the manor of Brindlevale. At this point right now, Nee and Khaleesi had discovered a hidden passageway through the bookcase of descending stairs. As the party all ventured down there, they found in a 15 by 15 ritual setup a glowing sphere, glowing orb, sitting on top of a pedestal within the center of this room. As they got closer to it, they saw these little kind of like a lava lamp in sort of its appearance. You see different colors kind of moving around within it. As they got closer, they were able to discern that they were facial features, and these were actually souls trapped within this orb. At this point, then, Izzy decides to grab the orb to see what would happen because he was feeling curious. He failed his saving throw, and he was now charmed by this orb into wanting to protect it and claim it as his own. Something very similar to Gollum with the One Ring, where he is now no, this is mine. You guys can't touch it. You don't want it. This is mine. Leave me alone. This is mine. After some of the party members started seeing how this was affecting him, they managed to get the orb out of his grasp and destroy it, which did deal some psychic damage to Izzy as kind of a repercussion for the orb being damaged, kind of like a self-defense mechanism. Hey, if I get hurt, you get hurt. You want me to be safe. Upon the destruction of the orb, it reverted to basically like a piece of coal, basically, as all these hundreds of souls just start wisping out and flying out of the chamber. They then found 4,500 gold that were kind of in this arcane lockbox that was held within the pedestal itself, because awarding gold to players is always a good thing. Gold can do a lot of stuff. At this point right then, everyone decided, okay, let's see what the fuck's happened now that we've killed the Duke and Duchess of this land and apparently taken over everyone, or forcefully taken over the city. Let's see what the fuck's going on. As everyone left the premise of the manor, started making their own way, Izzy and Nee got on top of Izzy's magic carpet and made a declaration to the entire city. Your city is saved! By us two alone, we have single-handedly slain the Duke and Duchess. We are now your new rulers. This town shall be named Nizzy. And through some pretty successful persuasion checks, actually started to grow a bit of a congregation of people that started cheering them on, yeah, go Nizzy, woo! To the whorehouse we shall go. We shall drink, party, have sex in celebration of Nizzy. Yeah, woo! At this point, then, Rourke had already left to go back to the Trinkets and Baubles, which is the name of the Arcanist shop, ran by the elf Tien, and he goes that way, whereas Vondel and Khaleesi make their way back to the Good Time, the whorehouse, also, which is where Nizzy and now the Horde are going to speak with Sven about saying that the deed's done, the Duke and Duchess have been slain, let's try to get Morgana back into a position of power. At this point right now, the mob is growing bigger. Nizzy, I'm just going to call him that. It's like a band name now. Nizzy are both performing their magical instruments to marginal, pretty good success in forming this pretty cool little rave mosh pit that's constantly flowing through the streets on their way to the Good Time. When a human male that had just ventured into the city on his quest, hunting a tiefling with red claws but a blue face enters the city trying to investigate what was going on. Upon seeing all this commotion and a bunch of people coming out, seemingly lost in like thought, like, what the hell's going on? What happened? Decides, all right, I'm going to check out what the whole commotion is. At this point, Sazerac, the Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter, has joined the scene. Makes his way towards the group, says, hey, what are you guys doing? He tries getting their attention by using prestidigitation to do fireworks and flares, and Nizzy are just like, hey, who's that fucking guy over there? He's shooting shit at us. Should we fire shit back? He's like, no, I'm just trying to get your attention. He eventually joins up with Nizzy on their way to the horror house just to try to get some answers for what the fuck's going on. He just came to the city and there's all this commotion going on. It's kind of confused. At this time, Rourke had reached the Trinkets and Baubles, and at this time, Tien, the elf that ran the shop, lays there, motionless on the ground. His collar having some, like, scorch marks around his neck. So he's like, well, didn't like him that much anyway. Takes out Vein Eater, decapitates it, adds it to his collection, because Rourke is a headhunter and has multiple heads that he kind of generally keeps hidden, but he still has them, like, attached to his belt or in his sack, which he will then clean out for later to, again, put on his belt, which it's going to be amusing to see how that interaction works when it gets to an actual, like, highly populated city, especially with a very strong guard in effect. So at this point right now, he's like, well, while I'm here, I'm going to loot the entire place. So he looted the entire store into the bag of hoarding that Khaleesi had. That's right, Khaleesi went with him to the Arcanist as well. She went to the whorehouse later. So anyways, they loot the entire store, put it all in, and then make their way to the Good Time. Khaleesi makes their way to Good Time. Then Rourke goes back to the Gimpy Wagon, which is the tavern where Gurch, the Goliath that they've been staying at, resides. During this time, the party all makes their way to the Good Time. Sven comes out. He had finally fashioned a door for the Good Time, actually using the table and like some rope to actually kind of do like this little drawbridge sort of dealio that opens outside and closes up against. Sees what's going on. He's kind of hesitant to come outside. He's like, you guys blew up my door. I can't, and killed my horse. I can't prove it, but you fuckers did this. You guys caused me nothing but stress. Nizzy come out, and they're kind of trying to form like an orgy with everyone, because that's how Nee's character is, and Izzy is he likes to instigate controversy and get shit started, so he's definitely adding fuel to the fire. Bondo comes out, he's like, hey, we need to talk to Morgana, we need to try to figure out what we need to do to try to get her into a state of power again, so the city can get back to where it was, so she is the next in line, like, from the original family to run the city of Brindlevale. During this time that this whole conversation is going on, Rourke finally makes his way to the Gimping Wagon to find Gersh also in a lost state of mind, where most people have been, where sense of time has been lost to him. Like, he's lost months of memory, just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. He doesn't recognize Rourke. He doesn't remember anything that's happened, especially in the past few days. In which case, Rourke is like, all right, well, you're no good use to me. At this point, his eyes kind of light up. He goes, I'm going to see Sven right now. So, oh, hi, Nina. At this point, then, he goes on his way to see Sven, where there's a whole, like, hundreds of people out having a festival, like, having music being played by Izzy on his bagpipes, rocking out pretty fucking hard. Sazerac is using prestidigitation, kind of add, like, this bass going in the background, while Nee is, like, dancing without clothes on. I mean, it's a nice mental image. So there's like an orgy taking place within the city. Hundreds of people are sleeping with each other, basically. Vondel comes out with Sven, trying to get Nizzy's attention. Nizzy don't care. They're like, yeah, we're just having a party. Fuck you. Vondel tries to use Stunning Strike against both of them, try to get him to shut the fuck up. Fails on both of them, in which case he's like, you know what, fine, let them do whatever. And he just walks away. I mean, Vondel was about had it. Rourke finally shows up to the scene, along with Khaleesi. Khaleesi just goes straight inside and just disappears, apparently. Like, no one knows what the hell's going on. She just kind of just goes inside and hides. Because, again, I'm piloting her. Rourke grabs Sven, pulls out Vaney, and says, "We need to talk now," and just shoves him straight inside. And what do you want, Nina? Do you want me to pick you up? Oh. Nina, big fat kitty. I put you down. Anyways, so Rourke goes inside with Sven and starts interrogating Sven now, saying, "All right, everyone I've spoken to so far has had no recollection of the past few months. They're acting like they've all been charged, which kind of makes a lot of sense of what's been going on." At this point, then, Vondel's player goes, "Oh, wait, that's why they all hate elves, because they're resistant to charms. I get it." And I'm just like, good for you. Good for you. Love that guy. At this point, then, Rourke is questioned, like, "Everyone else was charmed, have no idea what's going on. You're the only person who's not even an elf that knew of stuff going on, that knew what happened. How is that possible?" And through some good natural insight on Rourke's part and some not very quick thinking on my own part as a DM, I'm like, shit, I wasn't actually expecting someone to figure out this little plot hole this quickly. Oops. In which case, I'm like, he starts staring, he's trying to explain, but he can't do any. He doesn't know what's going on. In which case, Sazerac, who had already spoken with Sven previously, saying, "Hey, I'm Sazerac, Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter. Have you seen this tiefling by chance?" Over here, so there's some commotion going on, so he gets interested and tries to get inside. In which case, Rourke then just takes a swing straight at Sven. Just like, "He's not answering my questions. I think he's suspicious. I'm going to attack him." Boom. Critical. Lots of damage right away. In which case, combat is now begun with initiative. Sazerac uses Altered Mind from his Warlock path to send a message to Izzy, saying, "Hey, you need to see Sven right now," and just starts running to the door. They start breaking the doors in on their turns. Rourke is landing another critical attack against Sven. Sven is already getting pretty fucked up. Vondel, at this point, who had just been coming down the stairs with Morgana to try to talk things over, figure out what's going on, Lily brings her downstairs to the side of Rourke, cutting off an arm off of Sven, and she's like freaking out. He's like, whoop, taking her back up, scoops her up, runs her up the stairs, like, nope, 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 nope. At this point, we finally get to Sven's turn, where he finally drops his form and reveals to be a chained devil, that he was actually in cahoots with the Duke and Duchess Braxton the entire time, not knowing whether he was the mastermind behind it or what happened to the real Sven. A lot of questions unanswered, but combat's taken place. Everyone finally makes their way into the room. Blood is being shed everywhere. And right when the chained devil, who is a decent foe, not like anything crazy for this group of adventurers, but the fact that they had just got done with combat against a pretty difficult fight, and we're still injured, we're still down spell slots. I felt like this was a good moderate-sized battle potential. Like, if things go really bad on rolls, party members could go down, but otherwise, I felt like this was more of a good direction to take for the story than anything else. In which case, the Chain Devil, sensing that his demise was almost guaranteed, attempts to plane shift out when Sazerac, Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter, casts a third-level counterspell, because that's his highest-level spell slot right now, and actually makes the DC roll to counter a 7th-level spell. Is going, you're not leaving. I got questions for him. In which case, they actually do a killing blow to Sven, but they make it non-lethal so that they could interrogate him, in which case he just starts speaking in infernal tongue, saying that if he dies, more will come after him, their mission's not done, blah, 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 typical evil bad guy rambling before they die. In which case, the only player that speaks infernal is actually Sazerac, the Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter. In which case, he gives the signal to Rourke to finish him off. Sven is killed. At this point right now, people are trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. There's even more confusion than before. Vondel now at this point is very adamant that we need to put this girl back in power. She is the only remaining successful heir to the bloodline. This is their city. There's been so much corruption. She needs to try to correct this. This is her problem, not ours. Let her try to deal with it. In which case, Sazerac offered the aid of the city of Neverwinter, which is a fairly good-sized city in comparison to Brindlevale. It's like, hey, as long as you have the right documentation and papers, and I have some leverage in Neverwinter, we can try to get things, moving along so that you could actually assume control of the city once again in your family's name. So now they all agree to basically try to. I don't know if they're planning to take her along, if they're going straight to Neverwinter, or just go on her behalf. That's not been decided. So the party members went to see random shops to get some items finalized for them. Then they all decide to go to bed. Next morning comes along. Khaleesi is found to have actually been spending the night with one of the elven women. Former whores, but since the whole anti-elf regime seems to be over, the mind control's all gone, elves are no longer slaves, so the whores are no longer whores, but they... Anyways. So Khaleesi was found in bed with Ari, which was the elven female that Nee had consistently tried to, seduce and was not getting successful at all. She decided that maybe adventuring is not entirely for her. She feels that she's been getting too stressed out trying to deal with the group dynamic, and feels that her place is now here in the city, especially as a fellow elf. She wants to try to help get things back in order, and more importantly, act like a warden, like a guard, to help defend the city, since she is somewhat capable for the time being. In which case, resources are then divvied up, so what was actually hers remains with hers, but the rest of the community gold goes back to the rest of the party. At this point, then, they're looting through the bag of holding, finding out stuff that they want to all take, in which case, one of the players, Nee, pulled out an item that was taken from the Trinkets and Baubles shop. And it's an item I love to incorporate in my Dungeons & Dragons campaigns because I love chaotic elements. I love stuff that can either really fuck things up with the players or even fuck things up for me. I like that uneasy feeling of what the hell's going to happen. So he drew out a deck of many things, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't use them. They can completely destroy an entire campaign, which this one almost did. So Rourke was the first one to be like, I'll draw a card. And he drew the Idiot card, which is roll a d4 plus 1. That total is subtracted permanently from your intelligence score. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't tell him what the extra card was. I'm like, all right, just roll a d4. This is your fate, so you roll a d4. I got a 4. You lose 5 intelligence permanently. That puts me to 6. Good, congratulations. You're a fucking idiot. Which case I'm like, by the way, your intelligence is low enough. You don't know better. Grab another card. He goes, and he pulled out Ruin, which gets rid of all of your wealth and possessions, excluding magic items. So the only thing he had on his entire person, all of his gold, all of his possessions are gone, except for his magical axe, Bane Eater, and his new Dragonplate armor that he just had crafted that day. Everything else was gone. He's like, I just fucking lost everything, and I'm too dumb to know it. Which case, then Izzy's like, that looks like it could be pretty fun. I'm like, really? Yeah, I'm going to draw a card. And he drew the card that got him basically 50,000 gold in jewels. He now has 50,000 gold in jewels. So he's fucking rich. It's like, this is not bad. Vondo goes, I'm going to draw a card too. Okay. And he drew the Fates, which is, from this point on until before you die, you can alter or erase any event in history at all. You control the strings of fate. So he's like, whoa, this is really fucking cool. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's actually that's possibly the best card in the entire deck. That is awesome. In which case, Sazerac goes, you know what? I'll grab a card. What's the worst that could happen? Famous last words. In which case, Sazerac Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter, the brand new player in the campaign, drew the Void, where his body goes into a coma as his soul has been purged from his body and is kept in a secret object in a different plane of existence, guarded by 2 beings of incredible power. Well, thanks for joining us, Alex. Hope you had fun in the campaign. Thanks for the one shot. Take care of yourself. Your Sundays are now free and available to yourself. In which case, then Rourke's like, all right, I'm going to draw another card, because at this point I'm almost desperate to try to get something better. And he drew Rogue. And Rogue is a card that doesn't really affect him whatsoever. But basically, it turns any NPC that is very good terms with you, like basically your closest friend or loved one that's an NPC, into your bitter enemy. Like, you don't know it as the actual player or even your character, but that person is just like, I must kill that person now. When I see them, I will kill them in a very devious manner. That's a whole Rogue card. In which case, then, Nee goes, you know what? Everyone else is drawing a card. I'll draw one too. It's like, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card. And he drew the one card that might even be worse than the Void, where not his soul, but his entire being just vanishes. All of his clothes and weapons just fall on the ground as his being is now locked in a prison, a different plane of existence. And with both the Void and this other card right here, which I can't remember the name of it right now, no divination magic can locate where you are. Only a wish spell can find the location of you. It can't undo it. It can only find your location. So this is some almost like late game fucking shit for a nice little side quest. Like, oh, does anyone have a wish spell? Can we find someone with a wish spell? Let's try to find out where they fucking are and then figure out a way to get there. It's like a good 2 to 3 sessions just to get to their location. But this has happened where now 2 players are completely gone from the campaign. And there's Vondel and the player going, I got possibly the best card, and I'm going to have to use it right now. And I'm just like, you're going to use the Fates right now? What are you going to do? You're going to undo what happened to them? He goes, no. I'm going to change the fact that we ever found this deck of many things. Just like that, all their effects reversed. Rourke is no longer an imbecile. He has all of his gear. Which he's like, God damn it, I just erased all that stuff too. I didn't write it back in. Which was hilarious. Izzy just lost all of his money, but Sazerac Half-Eye, Seeker of Neverwinter, and Nee had returned to the party as they now plan their next move of action, possibly to the city of Neverwinter, the capital of this region within the Forgotten Realms. We'll see you all next time, and we'll see what sort of shit they do in the next session. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed really fucking hard this time because there was so much bullshit that went wrong that it was just so right. Take care.